House parties have actually helped spur the housing market. It's been that way for a long time, and realtors say the reason is because people are getting together at other people's homes, and this is now spring, and it inspires people to start looking. Joining us now is Jeanette Schneider with RE/MAX of Southeastern Michigan. It's good to see you, Jeanette. Thanks for joining us. Some tips for us today about what we should be doing if we're actually interested in buying a house. You say the first thing is determine what you can afford. Talk about that.
Well, the very first step should be meeting with a local lender and actually talking to a local lender to find out what you can afford. They're going to look at your income, your debt, your credit. They're going to give you the parameters of what they're willing to give you as far as a loan. But that also then gives you the parameters of what you can comfortably afford. And from that, you can kind of take and say, okay, these are the homes that I'm now looking for in this price range, so that you're not maybe looking a little beyond what would be comfortable for your budget.
All right. And Jeanette, you say also save for more than just the down payment. What do you mean by that?
No, the fun part is looking at pictures, but you do need to take a look at saving for the down payment, and whether that means 3%, 5%, maybe you're at a point in life where you can do 20%. It's going to be a different price range for different folks, but you want to make sure you're saving for that and then some, because this is a market that is competitive. You may find that you want to put a little bit more than asking, and now you've got a cushion for that. You may have moving expenses. You know you're going to have to pay for an inspection and an appraisal and closing costs. So don't just save for the down payment. That's important, but you want to save for a little bit more than that, so you've got a cushion.
Good stuff. And Jeanette, you say one thing's really important. You have to determine what trade-offs you're willing to make in this equation when you're trying to buy a new house.
Well, because in any market, but especially in this market where we've got lower inventory of homes, it's unlikely you're going to find a home that literally has everything you've ever wanted in a house. So the more you can get very clear on what you absolutely need to have, and that might be the number of bedrooms or the community you want to live in. And then you're going to have the things that you'd like to have, but they're not deal breakers. That might be the deck or the patio or something like that. Once you can get very clear on your needs versus your wants, it helps you understand when you see a house that maybe fits your price point and some other things, is there a trade-off that you're willing to make? I know years ago we had this, we were looking in a community starting to get priced out of the subdivision we really wanted to be in. We had to kind of refocus and kind of look in a different subdivision where the homes were a little bit older. We could still live in the community though that we wanted to live in. So that's an example of a trade-off as well.
And Jeanette, this next one seems obvious, but you should definitely contact an agent that knows your area. Some people just go with a family friend or someone that they think is good, but you got to go with someone who's familiar.
It is, because while an agent in Michigan that's licensed can sell any place, any part of Michigan, you really want to use a local person, especially if they work specifically a couple of communities or neighborhoods. They have an ear to the ground. They know homes that are going to be coming on the market that might not be there yet. They're usually well in tune with that. They also tend to know how the house you might be looking at compares to others. You drive down the street and the houses might all look pretty similar, but you get inside, what's been updated, what vendors updated the house. That can sometimes matter too. And the agents that work these local markets and are experts, they can really protect you with that information.
Jeanette Schneider with RE/MAX of Southeastern Michigan. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. As always, good advice.